We examine AI on today's episode of Sci-Fi Factions Compared. Hey guys, this is EckhartsLadder. Hello and welcome to another episode of Sci-Fi Factions Compared. First of all, happy Star Wars Day to everyone watching, and of course, may the 4th be with you. I did plan to do a special Star Wars video for the channel today, but I've been so busy with Factions Compared week that it just wasn't possible. But keep an eye on the second channel, either today or in the next few days. I'll probably have a vlog style video there. The idea for today's video was suggested by Ethics Gradient on YouTube, although I have modified his matchup somewhat. We'll be taking a closer look at the AI of the Culture, Halo, Star Wars, and Mass Effect. So the point of today's video isn't to rank all sci-fi AI that have ever existed, rather just to look at the 4 from the universes I just mentioned. Let's start with Star Wars, and AI is very common in the Star Wars universe, though rather than improving on organic cognition in all areas, AI usually just emulates behavior while allowing a droid to specialize in one key function. For example, C-3PO is programmed with the personality of a human, or at least a human-like organic, but as we see in Legends especially, excels in communication, pattern recognition, and to a lesser degree mathematics, far surpassing the abilities of a non-droid. Some droids take this a little bit farther. Goto from Knights of the Old Republic 2, for example, was advanced enough to commandeer and control a crime syndicate, while IG-88 was able to process incredible amounts of information at once and react almost instantly. Droids have a measure of free will, and without memory wipes can develop distinct personalities. However, the extent of their learning is somewhat limited, and most droids do not seem capable of self-evolving. Droid civilizations have also appeared in Star Wars, and they typically show extreme technical acuity, but we don't see them employ the incredible processing power or intelligence that you would expect with a machine race. Their self-improvement is also somewhat limited, and they're more like machine creatures rather than true AI. The most advanced computer I can think of from Star Wars is the BRT supercomputer. I quite like the BRT. It appears in the first issues of the Star Wars daily comic strips as a droid that C-3PO feeds information into as a way to tell the story. However, despite being room-sized and a supposed marvel of intelligence, its best achievement really is managing the affairs of planets and having some impressive memory feats. This is pretty low-level AI when compared with other science fiction, and this really comes from the inspiration of Star Wars. It was not only created in the 70s, but also based on franchises like Flash Gordon, which featured AI less prominently than contemporary science fiction. Next up, we have the Halo universe. And AI is extremely important in Halo, used by the Forerunners, humanity, the Covenant, and likely others. UNSC AI traditionally came in both dumb and smart models. Dumb AI possessed their own personality, but were limited by their programming. Smart AI, on the other hand, were limited only by the amount of information that one could intake. In other words, they were much more capable of adaptive learning. Many UNSC AI considered themselves transhuman minds, not only because of their incredible intelligence, but also the fact that they were typically modeled off of the brain of a living person. Some AI even formed the Assembly, a group which worked in secret to safeguard the future of humanity. Though somewhat limited in lifespan due to the effects of rampancy, AI were far beyond humanity and will certainly play an important role in future Halo stories. Human AI, however, has not yet reached the levels of those used by the Forerunner. Almost all aspect of Forerunner society was managed by AI of different classes and levels of sophistication. The most advanced Forerunner AI, or ancilla, was the Contender class. Contender class AI, like Mendicant Bias, were able to manage trillions of resources, directly competing with the intelligence of a transstellar flood infection. Offensive Bias, who was created to counter Mendicant, was arguably the most advanced AI of the Halo universe and directly fought the Flood and another Contender class AI. While managing all remaining resources of the Forerunners, Offensive Bias considered billions of scenarios and created a strategy where the galaxy was able to survive against all odds. Again, I could not overstate the power and importance of AI to Forerunner society, from helping create mega projects to organizing Forerunner fleets, to helping forward scientific advances. The Forerunner Forerunners moved arm in arm with AI to create a better society. Next up is Mass Effect, and from the sentient Geth, rogue AI which repelled against their masters, to the Cerberus created AI EDI used by the Normandy, Mass Effect has some of the most compelling use of artificial intelligence in modern science fiction. But the question is, which AI is most advanced? I think the Geth are a good candidate. They seem to not only be capable of learning and growing unlimitedly, but are also all connected through a single mind and network. However, more advanced than the Geth, in my opinion, are the Reapers. While the Reapers are of a quasi-organic nature, I think it's correct to say that they are nonetheless based on AI. Reapers are essentially a collection of digitized minds, after all. Unlike a contender, ancilla, the greatest feats of the Reaper come not from their pure computational abilities, but rather their technological achievements. The Reapers created the Citadel and the Mass Effect relays, which, on their face, allow new galactic races to discover technology and travel near instantaneously across the galaxy, while also serving the more nefarious purpose of facilitating the Reaper's galactic purges. Reaper tech is so much more advanced than anything else we know in the Mass Effect universe that they successfully purged the Milky Way galaxy of life thousands of times over 1 billion plus years. Each time, the Reapers add a new set of species to the Reaper Armada in Group Mind, presumably allowing the race to become more advanced with each cycle. However, I do have some questions. Why aren't the Reapers more advanced? You'd think with each purge, they'd add a little bit of new scientific discovery or information. Also, we know the Reapers haven't visited Andromeda, and it seems like they've limited themselves to the Milky Way galaxy. Why have they not gone intergalactic? I think the Reapers care less about actually progressing as a species, instead preferring to prioritize long-term survival and the addition of new members to the Reaper fleet. Next up, we have The Culture, an excellent book series which I've only mentioned a couple of times on the channel before now. There are many high-tech civilizations in The Culture, some which have even escaped the barriers of space and time. Nonetheless, here we're going to be focusing on the book's namesake, The Culture Civilization. AI in The Culture are absolutely incredible and impact almost every facet of life, and I'm talking on the small scale from the management of resources to guiding the future of the civilization. The most advanced AI in The Culture are known as minds. The greatest aspect of the mind, like with many AI, is its ability to learn. The many minds of The Culture are always in continual growth and self-evolution, and are now incomprehensibly intelligent when compared with their creators. And again, because minds control most aspects of the culture as they continue to evolve, so does the civilization. Minds have distinct personalities and govern based on whichever task best fits their skill. The culture mostly exists in large spaceships and stations, most of which would have their own mind. Thankfully, AI in the culture are benevolent and have totally removed scarcity, death, and destruction from the culture, creating a totally free and equal utopian society. Minds have also facilitated the creation of megastructures and incredible feats of engineering through the use of nanotechnology, extreme matter and energy processing, and even the manipulation of other dimensions. With that out of the way, let's rank our factions and AI from worst to best. Coming in at number 4 is the Star Wars universe. AI in Star Wars is extraordinarily common and in a way advanced, but it seems to have a relatively low ceiling. AI often reach the level of organics and sometimes surpass them, but we don't see the same type of explosive intelligence as in other machines on this list. Arguably, the said could be true for our number 3 faction, the Reapers from Mass Effect. The Reapers are unquestionably the top dogs of the Mass Effect universe. They've orchestrated thousands of galactic purges. However, Reapers don't have the same processing power as, say, a Forerunner ancilla, and in my opinion, they do seem to have reached a level of technological stagnation. A more technologically progressive Reaper force would have likely sought to conquer other galaxies and perhaps beyond, but that's just my opinion. Let's talk about the Halo universe now and the culture. Both Forerunner and Culture Society benefit incredibly from the use of AI. However, I think the culture edges out the Halo universe slightly when talking about AI sophistication. I will say the Forerunners do have more impressive mega structures, and some aspects of their engineering is also better. But I just can't ignore the degree to which the minds have shaped the culture and the fact that they've created a totally utopian society where even death can be ignored. I also think the rate of technological change in the culture is greater, and that given time, the divide between the culture and the Forerunners would only continue to increase. That, however, is just my opinion. What do you think? Which AI is the most advanced? Make sure to vote in the upper right hand corner and also leave me a comment down below. Once again, a very happy Star Wars Day to everyone. I thought about doing just a Star Wars Factions Compared episode, but I really think today we should be celebrating all science fiction. If you found something I talked about today interesting, considering playing through Halo or Mass Effect, or picking up the Culture series, or just reading science fiction generally. But that's all I have for today, and until next time guys, may the Force be with you.